What is up, everybody? This is going to be the first ever Castlevania Symphony of the Night bingo match live. All 5 of these racers are waiting on me to start the match. Once I start the match, my face will disappear. This bingo board will show up, and they're going to try and complete the goals. I'm going to try and commentate what's going on. If you have any questions, let me know in the chat room, but let's go ahead and not leave these guys waiting for too much longer, and we'll get started. So, there it is. Match should be starting here in just a little bit, and there it is, and everybody is revealing the board. We have the board available, and let me get my face out of the way. So, right here, right now, we got take damage from the confessional booth. Very easy to acquire. As far as squares go, we have Ghost Familiar, kill a ghost. That one's a little bit more consistent than some of the other familiar cards, in my opinion. Kill at least one Skull Lord in both castles with Fairy Scroll active. That one is doable because they're both pretty, it's pretty early on in the second castle, so you can actually get that one pretty easily, even though it's a second castle square. Because that's another thing that we're going to want to take note of is all of these squares can either be done in just the first castle or in both castles, requiring a little bit of second castle exploration. So, and you guys are asking about a Gamba. We'll go ahead and get that started. Uh-oh. What happened? Technical difficulties. I'm sure it's fine. Anyways. What the heck just happened? I'll give you guys an odd or even. So, will the final second be odd or even for the winner of this match? So right now, everybody's watching the prologue here so they can get a chance to review the board for themselves. I'm curious to see what kind of, what's the word? Strategies people go for. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that. Let me see if I can message him and see. We'll see if he responds. I'm going to message Alex since their stream disconnected, but okay. I'll let him know to rejoin the bingo group when he can, so that way he can mark the squares properly. Again, this is our first time doing this, technical difficulties aside. Let's take a look at the board here. Skull Lord, like we said, that can be done in the second castle, but pretty quickly, all things considered. Defeating creature using only spells, that might not be the easiest thing in the world to do, in my opinion. And it does require going to the second castle. Explore behind both rotating bookshelves. This requires both castles, of course. So the rotating bookshelf is in the library, so we have to keep that in mind. Sword Familiar, kill a floating sword enemy. That could be a Spectral Sword, a Vandal Sword, or a Hunting Girl, or an Asgall. So lots of options, And also important to note, these players, right in their inventory is the Holy Glasses. You can see my little pointer pointing at what's going on here. So at any point, as soon as these players have the ability to make it up to the room where Richter is, they can save Richter and try and make it all the way to the second castle and start doing second castle squares pretty much immediately. Another thing that's important to note is all of the items are randomized in this seed, so random item drops, but the relics themselves are not randomized. So these players can map out their individual relic placements. So for example, if they want to, try and get gravity boots early, as opposed to like going for like a Soul of Bat play, stuff like that. Like they can route around that, so that way their routing makes sense. But the items, they could be anything. Should have gotten a Dragon Scimitar cursor to make it more visible. You're right. I'm not on that RuneScape grind. Defeat Hippogriff without having Soul of Bat or Gravity Boots. That's another, routing example, if you will. Chrysogrim is the first item. Wow. Okay, so combat is going to be pretty trivial in a seed like this, which is actually really important. There's a lot of moments in randomizers, especially in bingo, where some of the squares require you to perform like combat things like defeating certain bosses and having access, like for example, defeat Hippogriff. That Hippogriff square could be a lot slower if you don't have access to any sort of weapon. Rune Sword available as well. Wow, they got Mathias with both Rune Sword and the gosh damn Chrysogrim. They got everything they could need. Wow. Starting off pretty chill here, all things considered, I would say. And there's no early squares that I've seen so far. Let's finish reading the squares. Kill at least one Lion, Scarecrow, Tin Man. This is a second castle square. I'm going to start marking all of the second castle squares just to get an idea of whether or not this is a second castle seed or a first castle seed. 3 Asgals. Asgals are actually one of the hardest enemies to kill in the game. The fact that they have a Chrysogrim means this square is so much more viable. The kill 3 Asgals square is looking really good. They do need the Fairy Scroll, which means they're going to have to go to the library at some point, but that is what it is. Alucard Shield location, another second castle square. Red Venus Weed and Blue Venus Weed. That's another second castle square. The only blue Venus Weed that exists is in the second castle. Press the shortcut between castle entrance and caverns. That's pretty easy to do. Complete spell menu. You can do that in the first castle. Bat, kill a bat. You can do that in the first castle. First castle. Defeat Grand Falloon. Collect all familiars. Complete clock tower puzzle in both castles. That's going to require second castle access. Kill Karasamon in second castle without defeating the Karasamon boss. That does have some synergy with the Hippogriff without Soul of Bat or Gravity Boots, because that could be your access to Castle Keep. Because otherwise, the only other way to get to Castle Keep is from, instead of going from Chapel, you'd have to go from, what's it called? From Clock Tower. What is happening to Zopa here? Why am I seeing the PlayStation boot up screen? What happened? Any knowers? Do we know what's going on over here? Anyone in chat take a peek? I'm reading the squares right now. Uh-oh. I hope they saved. What happened? Pause for a long time. Uh-oh. No save. Well, that's unfortunate. That is gonna be rough. Yeah, it might have been an early death. I honestly wasn't paying attention. That is like 7 minutes of time loss, which is pretty bad, but this is bingo. Anything can happen, Your route could actually just be 7 minutes faster than your opponent. We have seen the same board be beaten tens of minutes faster compared to how you want to route it. So it all comes down to if your routing skill makes sense. Ooh, and we see our first square completed. 40 or more damage with the Spirit Orb, excluding crits, and that was by Durdrak. Love to see that. And I think Mathias opted to skip that option. Crazy Four Blades also grabbing that square. Alex is also going to be grabbing the square, but Alex left the... No, Alex is in the room, but they're just not showing up on my thing here, which is interesting. I'm not sure what happened. I mean, they're showing up here, so blue is Alex. They're just not showing up. It is what it is. It's fine. I hope that they don't linger on that for too long. I wouldn't worry about it. He just paused for like a minute and then reset? That's so weird. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. We'll figure all this out for the next one, so I'm not going to worry about it, to be honest. Oh, stopwatch found already for Mathias and for Durdrak. It seems like Durdrak overall has a lead in squares and also just has a lead in, mostly movement. I mean, Durdrak's not even that far behind Mathias, and Mathias skipped the Spirit Orb. So Durdrak's route looking pretty strong, I'm not going to lie. It really does just come down to what is going on? What is going on? Now there's a Okay, Alex is in, but now there's just a blue line. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, man. I think Alex is trying to figure out why the board is so weird. Don't even think about it. Just go. Just go. Stop wasting time. Just go. Oh, I feel bad for Alex. No. Oh, no. Anyways, it wouldn't be a tournament without a little bit of scuffing going on here. It's fine. Everything's fine. So right now, Crazy seems to be taking a very similar route to what Durdrak is doing with routing. By the way, everybody does have their name on their layout, so in case you're confused who I'm referring to, but just so everyone knows, we have Matthias in the top left-hand corner, we have Crazy Four Blades in the top middle, top right is Durdrak, bottom left is Alex, and bottom right is Zopa. Just so that way everyone knows when I refer to whomever to what's going on. Hey, and everybody's squares showed up on the layout on the right now. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. You should be allowed to skip the intro if you reset. And yeah, we literally talked about that before the match started. I think Zopa just didn't understand. I think there might be a little bit of a language barrier going on, which is unfortunate. Or they weren't there for that conversation. It's possible. They might not know that there's a button combo to skip the intro as well. But that's like a thing that you should know as a competitor, you know? Either way, so far a pretty slow start, like we said. Is there any squares that I should really be looking out for? Kill Richter is an interesting one because that does have a lot of synergy with any of the stuff that's like early on in the second castle. Collect Gold Ring without collecting Soul of Bat. That one takes a while. Defeat Scylla without items, spells, sub-weapons, or equipment. This is low-key one of the hardest squares in Bingo. There is a setup for doing it, but it's not super consistent, and it's very, very scary. I usually recommend people wait to do this square until they have at least a couple of levels under their belt so they don't die. But, you know. What up, Ren? Welcome to the stream. We are in the middle of our Bingo match here. Very exciting stuff. Very exciting. Pretty slow early game. It doesn't seem like there's any reason to not go this way. Yeah, I think everyone is probably going to be going into Alrox's quarters, go towards Coliseum, and Matthias is trying to figure out where to go now. Going for the save split, I don't know if that's the best idea. Maybe perhaps it makes sense in Matthias's head, but we'll see. I guess it kind of makes sense as well. This board is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total squares are second castle only, which means majority of these squares can be completed without ever going to the second castle, which also means that very likely you don't have to worry about stuff like kill Karasamon without in second castle without killing Karasamon boss. So you can kill the Karasamon boss and be pretty confident about it. This is an interesting square that Matthias is going for right now, which is trying to take damage from the confessional booth. You do need a little bit of RNG on your side. It's about a 50-50. You sit in this chair and you want the purple guy to show up. Purple guy means he is going to do some dastardly evil things to you, aka stab you with a little bit of a thing there, and Matthias clicks the square. And it's one apiece for everyone except for Zopa, who did have an unfortunate reset early on. But overall, everyone seems to be doing about the same stuff right now. Yeah, lockout is only for 1v1, yep. Yeah, Crazy runs on hitbox, and Durdrak as well also runs on a hitbox, I believe. We got some hitbox SotN players. You love to see it. Gamer's gonna game, if you will. Yep, and we're seeing Matthias continue in the chapel here. It looks like Matthias probably the most ahead out of everybody, except Durdrak doing a very similar route, but with one extra square. Yep, turning around to go get damage from the confession booth right now. And, ooh, good RNG for Durdrak. First try purple guy gets stabbed by the confession booth immediately, and Durdrak in the back, kind of in the lead. with a 2-tie versus Matthias's 2 squares, which is both the Hippogriff and the damage for the Confessional booth. We'll see how Durdrak goes from here. Ooh, takes damage from the Crow, but stays up on the platform. Upcoming controller that has a hitbox with dual analog sticks. I gotta check that out. Because that is the one thing about this game that I really appreciate is having analog sticks for sure. Ooh, fun fact. We got Alex P in the bottom left doing his own thing. Very, very interesting. Opting to go for an early library route. The library does have a few interesting relics like Fairy Scroll, which is required for a couple of these squares. So maybe just trying to get access to an early Fairy Scroll. We also are going to see access to the Jewel of Open as well here in the shop, which is going to be free for these players. Just pick that up. Free relic. Love to see that. Oh, another thing that I want to point out is one of the strategies that has become very popular, especially if you see the Hippogriff without Soul of Bat square, is that you kill Hippogriff and then you reset the game pretty much immediately afterwards. So that way you can go back to the Coliseum and then do Coliseum stuff. Durdrax opts to not do that. Continue through the Coliseum. Or through the chapel. I like this play a lot. Now you have access to Castle Keep early, and then you can just warp back to Outer Wall if you've already been to Outer Wall. And it's a pretty quick play. The only thing that it doesn't do for you is it doesn't give you access to the Allrocks warp, which Matthias will have access to instead. So very, very nice. And they're both basically neck and neck. The only difference is Matthias is missing a square but has access to the Allrocks warp. Durdrak has one extra square but does not have the Allrocks warp. Other than that, they're pretty much even. And I think both of these players, now that they have Mist in hand, are going back here to go to the library so they can get the Soul of Bat, start flying around, and really pick up the speed in Square Collection. Love to see that. Love to see that. And a lot of people picking up very similar squares here. We got Crazy also just marked defeating Hippogriff and also taking a similar round. Crazy is also doing a very, very similar thing. Just killed Hippogriff and is on his way. He's doing some extra item checks. Let's see what he finds. Some throwables. Don't really need that unless you find a duplicator. But, you know, duplicator's quite rare. I do play some fighting games. Not very often, but I like them. If I had more time, I would definitely be playing a lot more fighting games. Dude, Rivals 2 just came out. Rivals of Aether 2. Man, I want to play that so bad. I should make some time. It looks like so much fun. I even have a special hitbox for like Smash type games. Shop has library cards in it, but I don't think players have any money, right? Oh, Matthias has some money. Oh, but it's $1,000 for a library card. Matthias only has $900. Oh, but he found a candle that has money. Wait, Matthias is going to grab a library card. Durdrak's not. That's kind of huge. And if you have one library card, all it takes is finding another sellable to get as many library cards as you need for this route. That's actually huge for Matthias. Oh, my God. Big play. Big, big, big play. Alex with the patented stand there tech. I think Alex might be going through some technical difficulties, perhaps, but I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Doing one half of the Skull Lord tech here, however, which is nice. Also does 40 or more damage with the Spirit Orb. You love to see it. Let's see. Oh, Durdrak misses the Soul of Bat relic skip animation. You love to see it. But does have the Bat relic pretty early on. Matthias as well on his way to grabbing that Bat relic. Jewel of Open acquired as well for Crazy, but Crazy does not have enough money for that library card, unfortunately. Matthias is the only one with the library card acquired. Oh, Alex gets the damage boost. Wow. Alex didn't need to do that damage boost because they had access to the Wolf Relic, but choosing to go through Castle, the Clock Tower to get to Castle Keep. Very interesting. Probably trying to grab the Leapstone Relic early. Very, very interesting. Wow. Ring of Fenor found for Durdrak. Durdrak also did one of the bookshelves as well. A lot of route divergence already. That's the one thing I really like about Bingo is you can look at everyone's screen and they're going for different things, and their routing on the actual board itself does reflect that. Wow. Alrighty, chat. Which of these squares do you think is the coolest? Let me know in the chat right now. I want to hear it. If you're watching this on YouTube, Dragon Blitz Daily, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. Comment what you think is the coolest square on this board right now. Mine is kill 3 Asgals with Fairy Scroll active, because Asgals are very, very scary. They have a lot of health. They have a lot of iframes, and I just think it's fun to force players to kill scary enemies. I guess on this seed they have access to Chrysogrim or whatever, but you know, kill Richter. Kill Richter is a fun one too, because it's like you're forcing yourself to get the bad ending, and then you reset the game and keep playing. It's really fun. Kill sword enemies with the sword familiar. Love some good RNG. If you set it up right, the sword familiar should kill a sword enemy relatively quickly, because you can weaken it on your own and then just have the sword familiar get the last hit. You know what I mean? Freaking, you know how they do it in, what's it called? League of Legends or whatever. I hear that's a thing in League of Legends. I wouldn't know. The only time I ever played League, I was heavily medicated and don't remember what the hell I was doing. I was right-clicking a lot, and that was it. This format is really refreshing. Good job for putting it together. I spent a lot of time trying to balance these bingo squares and think of interesting, cool ones, and I'm just happy that there are a handful of people that also found it interesting enough to join a tournament. This tournament does have cash prizing as well, so the way that this works is all of the sub points that I get that go towards Partner Plus are going to be added to the prize pool. So, for example, we have like 305 sub points. So those 305 sub points means I'm going to add $305 to the prize pool myself. So if you want to add money to the prize pool, consider subscribing. Subscribing at tier 3 adds 6 total sub points to the pool, and it helps me out a lot. So, you know, do it if you feel like it and want to support. There's also an additional $200 bonus that is just like upfront. I already paid. So right now the prize pool is like $500. And since there's only 5 people total in this tournament, I think my plan is I'm just going to pay out to everybody and just do a portion of it based off of placements. Because, I mean, there's enough players that we can split the prize pool 5 ways and everybody can have a good time, you know? You also like Complete the Spell List. Complete the Spell List is a cool one because you can do most of the spells from the beginning as long as you have enough MP, but you need Skill of Wolf, the relic, in order to do the Wolf Charge spell, and you need the Sword card in order to do the Sword Brothers spell. So you do need to collect 2 relics, but other than that, it comes down to game knowledge, which is really cool. Durdrak does reset for Richter pretty early on here, and Durdrak with 4 squares already. Durdrak's route is kind of hot. Love to see that. Now the question is, Ghost card. We're going to probably see on Durdrak's screen Ghost Familiar. Kill a ghost for another square. I think it's interesting that all 3 of these players on the top here are in Castle Keep, and they're all doing slightly different things. I wonder why Matthias isn't going for the Richter kill right now. Has something else on the mind, perhaps? It does look like Crazy, however, is going for the Richter kill. So I want to see how that works out. Because it basically looks like Crazy and Durdrak are taking the same route. Durdrak is just slightly faster on movement, interestingly enough. Collect Bat as well, but tactically, you know, it'd be like that. Defeating Scylla with nothing is tough. I died to that square many times. In fact, that's one of the few squares that I'm like, you should save for safety. Like, in my mind, I feel like every player should save before attempting that square because you can easily die there. Matthias coming all the way to Castle Entrance for... is the Wolf squares available? I forgot already. Yeah, pick up Skill of Wolf, Power of Wolf, and Soul of Wolf. There is some synergy to the square, actually, because you need Skill of Wolf to do all of the spells, so you might as well also pick up Power of Wolf, which is not that far away. I actually like what Matthias is doing here. Matthias, I think, is playing for a full first castle board, which is possible. Like we said earlier, the only I starred all of the squares that do require second castle. So it looks like a lot of these players are choosing to stay in the first castle almost entirely, which makes sense in my opinion. Oh, and there's synergy over here with kill one blade, Gurkha, and hammer, because there's the Gurkha. That is the only Gurkha enemy in the first castle. So there we go. And you need Fairy Scroll active, which we see Mathias does have the Fairy Scroll active. Dude, Mathias's route is kind of cooking. He's doing a lot of prep work right now. Wow. It's 13. First to 13 for non-lockout, but as soon as we start lockout bingos, which is going to be the 1v1s, then it's either first to get a line or first to 13. So there's going to be some interesting tactics that go on in 1v1s that I think these players are going to they're going to have some fun with, that's for sure. That is for sure. Oh, man. I think Crazy is struggling to kill Richter right now. He's been going at this Richter fight for... This is his second attempt, I believe? Wow. I mean, hey, the squares are what they are, you know? It's a little bit of a skill check, a little bit of a skill issue, perhaps. Because I wanted... This is the one thing I really liked about... I think we all know what the squares are at this point. I can put my face back on screen for a little bit. This is the one thing that I do really like about this format. And we're seeing it on Durdrak's screen right now, which is... You got to be good at the game for some of these squares. You can't just rely on, oh, I got a Chrysogram drop, I'm good to go. No, you got to fist that worm. Any worm fisters in the chat? Let me know. I think you will see people giving up squares to get other squares further down the line. Oh, for sure. For sure. And yeah, Durdrak, I think, is one of the few players that has actually practiced this fight for this square specifically, because it is a powerful square. That's the other thing about 1v1 setups as well, is that you could choose to say, I'm not good at this square, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to intentionally let the other player try and go for it. And look at that, 19 health, and Durdrak clutches it up. No spells, no items, no transformations. Nearly a perfect fight. Knew exactly where to stand for that damage boost as well. Wow, you love to see it. Grabs the square and then resets out of there. Doesn't need any of the items or anything like that. Yeah, bear fist versus a bear lady. Also kind of a dog lady. Also a worm lady. Hold on. Can we talk about the mechanics of what is a Scylla? Can we... Everybody be like, what is a man? I'm like, what is a Scylla? You know what I mean? Fellas, let me know in the comments below. We're seeing all sorts of crazy pride flags here on these on these squares, as everybody seems to be getting their turn with Hippogriff without having Soul of Bat or Gravity Boots, taking damage from the Confession Booth, another very popular, very easy to do square. Does require maybe a little bit of RNG. We're seeing Mathias finally come back for Spirit Orb. Going to be doing that over 40 damage with the Spirit Orb acquired, and just like that, Durdrak is up 1 square total over here on the right side. But, you know, not that far ahead. Mathias only behind by 1. Shouts to Cerberus, by the way. That's how it's spelled in this game, Cerberus. But it's also, I believe, spelled Cerberus in the, Cerberusi, if you will, in the bestiary, so they just misspelled it there. And SotN is a beautiful game for that. Oh, Mathias, I just now noticed, grabbed the Ghost Familiar Kill a Ghost yet? Or is that what he's doing right now? No, he did do Ghost Familiar Kill a Ghost. Did he do complete the shortcut between Castle Entrance? No, he didn't. He was so close to getting the shortcut between Castle Entrance and... Oh, Caverns. I'm blind. I thought it was Castle Entrance and Marble Gallery. No. The shortcut between Castle Entrance and Caverns is this square in the center. Oopsies. I misread. Regardless, it's 5-5 for Durdrak and Mathias. Both of them kind of killing it. That is true. Zopa does have the correct amount of HP, 69. Doesn't get much better than that. And honestly, this is still a close race. 3 squares apiece for everybody except for Durdrak and Mathias with 5. And if you've been setting up a few squares at any point, you know, the synergies could start to pile up. Mathias going out of his way for Gravity Boots. There's no square that requires Gravity Boots, but it's one of the best movement relics in the game, so taking 20 seconds to go out of your way to grab it is pretty powerful. And Durdrak is killing a red Venusweed. Okay. So Durdrak expects to go all the way to second castle and kill a blue Venusweed. I wonder if Durdrak is doing the bare minimum squares in the first castle and then hard pivoting to the second castle to finish up some squares there. Huh. Very interesting. I assume 360 rando isn't allowed usually. In this competition, no, because there's no bingo format that is 360 rando, but like there is a 360 rando that does exist that people do play sometimes. I like the idea of pivoting to second castle, especially in lockout bingos, because if you're in the second castle first, you get priority on whatever side of the castle you decide to go into, and the information of being in the second castle is revealed to your opponent while you're already in the second castle, and they have to be like, shit, I have to like go to the second castle to stop them from getting a bunch of squares for free or whatever. So knowing when to pivot to the second castle, specifically in lockout bingos, 1v1s is a super crucial skill. But also, if Durdrak just knows that, hey, there's a bunch of squares that are in the second castle that are pretty easy to get, I'm just going to go there whenever I need to. You know what I mean? Because we did see Durdrak explore behind one of the bookshelves. We did see Durdrak also, I believe, kill a Skull Lord and kill a red Venusweed. So that's 3 that are set up in the second castle right now. I don't think we've seen the clock tower puzzle yet, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see. Karasamon is also set up for Durdrak. Durdrak has not killed the Karasamon boss, interestingly enough. Crazy also going over here to kill the Venusweed. Very interesting. Wow. Yeah, it seems like, and then Matthias also getting this square as well, connecting the shortcuts. It's 6-6. Durdrak and Matthias are neck and neck. Wow. And there's Durdrak killing the Gurkha. There's a lot of prepped squares right now. We have the bookshelves prepped. We have Skull Lords prepped. We have Gurkha Blade and Hammer prepped. We have the Venusweeds prepped. We have a couple of familiars collected for both players as well. I forgot collect all familiars is on the screen as well. So we have 3 familiars for Matthias. We have 3 for Crazy and 3 for Durdrak. There's only a couple missing. Bat familiar is in the alchemy lab, and Durdrak is in the alchemy, or about to be in the alchemy lab. Oh, there's also synergy for familiar cards, because if you collect the sword familiar, which is one of the required familiars for collect all familiars, that also gives you access to all spells, because you need the sword card for the sword familiar spell. These players are playing so well. Like the routing here, there's so much synergy. They are making sure to press their advantages exactly where they need to. And they're all doing it in different ways, but they're all so close together. It's crazy. Yeah, keeping all of this in mind at the same time is also very difficult. Like, I cannot stress this enough. I have played enough of these bingos myself to be like, dude, I forgot this square, or wait, did I actually prep this square? I forgot to prep this whatever. Like, all of that stuff is super important to keep in mind, because, like, at this point, these players have prepped, like, what, 5 squares, right? Bookshelves, Skull Lords, Venusweed, you know, all of that stuff. And we're seeing Matthias collecting all warps as well. First to collect all of the warps. Keeping all of that in your brain is, you know, important stuff. Ride the Ferryman would be a funny square. Yeah, but there's already so much stuff going on in the caverns. Because that's the other thing when it comes to balancing a bingo board, is you don't want too much stuff all in the same spot. Because if you have 5 squares all available in like the same area, then people can snipe bingos really, really easily on certain boards. You know what I mean? But there, we're seeing more prep pay off for Matthias. That's bam, back to back, 2 squares, because that's Blade, Hammer, and Gurkha done. Matthias kind of popping the frick off everybody, not gonna lie. I think Matthias's route might end up being the most powerful, because he's not really prepping all that much second castle stuff. So he's getting a ton of squares available only in the first castle, but the first castle has more than enough squares to accompany everything. So this might just be a first castle board, is the thing. So we'll see, we'll see. What up, Rapu? Hope you're doing well. Oh, and we're seeing Matthias go for all of the spells right now in a save room so that way he can refill his MP. He's missing one spell. Is it the Sword Brother spell? Which spell is he saving it for? Oh, he doesn't have the Sword Brothers card yet. So he was prepping all the spells. Now he's going to grab the Sword card, and then he's going to do the Sword Brothers spell, and then he's done. Mathias is gaming, and that's his last familiar, too. He's getting 2 squares at once right now. Bam. All familiars. Done. And as soon as he equips that familiar and does the spell, he gets another square. He's going for it right now, it seems. When I was making bingo lists, did I have to have others peer review the bingo tasks? Yes. The bingo tasks have been known about and decided upon by community members for a while now. Oh, he's trying to get the sword familiar to kill a sword enemy with this hunting girl right now. Yeah, you just want to make sure she's the only thing on screen. Oh, don't lag the game now. These guys are playing on standard core, everybody. The game will lag. This is probably one of the scarier ones to do it with because the sword card can choose to not cooperate, and he doesn't kill in a single hit. He needs multiple hits. I usually try to soften up the hunting girl first, or I try to go for the one in the Coliseum instead. Crazy 4 blades, however. Have Ghost Familiar kill a ghost. That already happened. There it is. Oh, Mathias, no. Yeah, this is probably one of the scarier ones to go. Oh, this should be it. This should be it. Was that just a single hit? Oh, unlucky. Oh, and that whiffs. Mathias is furious. I am locked in to what's going on in the top left-hand corner here. He's pissed. He's so mad. He's going to use an elixir, and that should do it. Sword. Oh, no, it didn't kill. Sword Bro, what are you doing? Oh, Mathias is losing so much time on this square. Oh, this is just not the go-to. Sword Bro is confused because there's too many enemies on screen. And he's a low level, but this should be it. Oh, it whiffs! No, come on, dude. Sword Bro. Oh, Mathias is out of mana. There it is. Finally gets the square. But now Mathias doesn't have enough mana to do the Sword Brothers spell. Did he forget about the spells? Oh, he's getting bat, kill a bat. Oh, but he has to be careful. There it is. Bat, kill a bat. He's really low on health. He's really low on magic. He has to be incredibly careful. Durdrak is almost fully caught up. Durdrak now doing all the spells. Oh, man. This is getting crazy. Durdrak did so much prep work in the second castle, but Durdrak's not even going to need to go to the second castle because there's only 2 squares left between the 2 of them. This might be a sub 40 board depending on how they play it from here. Durdrak hasn't done all the spells yet either. Mathias going for the final spell, misses the input. Does the input, completes the spell menu. Mathias just needs one more square and then he wins. What is his square? What is he saving it for? He's next to Castle Keep. Is he going to the second castle? Is he going to kill a Skull Lord? Because I think I saw him kill a Skull Lord in the first castle. This could be his final square. He might just save Richter, go to the second castle, kill the Skull Lord that's right there. Wow. Incredibly fast board for both of these players. Because I think Durdrak is about to do the Ghost Familiar kill a sword. Yeah. Sword Familiar kill a... You guys need to soften up this hunting girl. Uh-oh. Durdrak is going to be facing the same problems. Yep, the Sword Familiar doesn't want to cooperate. It might be better to just go to the other sword enemy. You'll save time, man. Oh, no. And then Durdrak falls down. Hits a soul steal. That's the thing also that no one else has really messed around with. But, like, if you do the Sword Brothers spell, the damage is coming from the Sword Familiar, right? So, like, if you have the Sword Familiar out, just do the Sword Brothers spell. You get the spell in your inventory, and it does damage to the enemy. And if it kills the enemy, you get both squares. I'm surprised neither of those players opted to do that. I think they just didn't have enough mana. Oh, shit. Wait, what is going on with Mathias? He does not have enough health. Does he have enough MP to survive Hydro Storm? If Mathias... Wait, what? Oh, he's going for Kill Richter as his final square. I just now realized. Uh-oh. Don't take damage. Mathias! No! Oh, he's so close. That's it. GG's. That's 13. Damn. GG's. And what was his final time? Uh-oh, chat. You guys voted on whether it was going to be odd or even. The results are in. The final time is... Scroll up. Scroll up. Scroll up. Even 39-44. 39-44. It was an even number. We can do it on the next one, though. Oh, Durdrak just finished. Just kidding. Damn, close race. Durdrak finishes less than a minute apart. Where are you? 40-15. Would have been an odd number. Would have been an odd number. Dang. Close-ass race. And they did completely, well, not completely different routes, but pretty different routes, all things considered. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well. They opened the shortcut switch, by the way. What do you mean by this? Like, did they not mark the square? Because it's up to the competitors to mark the squares properly. It's not up to me. I can't mark the squares for them. I literally can't do anything with the board. It's up to them. So if they missed a square that they actually did, that's on them. Yeah, the plan is we're trying to get multiple of these runs done today, so if you guys want to vote on the next finisher, odd or even final second for next finisher, it's likely going to be Crazy Four Blades unless something crazy happens, pun intended, because he is missing 2 squares right now. He has not killed Richter yet, which is one of the possible squares, which he's right next to. I don't know what his last square possibly could be. He never grabbed sword cards, so he can't get all... Did he not give all familiars, or did he save split that away? I'm not... No, wait, yeah. Oh, he save split it away. No, wait. Oh, I'm dumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm looking at his tracker. I'm just dumb. So he's already done all spells and all familiars. Got it. So what else is he trying to do? Oh, he might be trying to kill Richter and then do Skull Lord, I think is his last 2 squares. Because I saw Crazy kill a Skull Lord. So he might be going to Skull Lord. That makes sense. Damn, he tried to kill Richter before and he just kind of flubbed it. So I guess he's going for it again. But yeah, it's looking very likely that Crazy is going to be the next to finish. And then after that, Alex and Zopa are actually pretty close, all things considered. I think they both had a rough start, a rough go of it all. So the fact that they're still like completing squares and getting stuff done is pretty impressive, all things considered. But man, Mathias and Durdrak went freaking crazy mode. They went crazy mode. Crazy Four Blades takes big damage, but that's phase 2 Richter with Christogrim setup. GG's. That is Richter dead. Another square for Crazy. He just needs to reset the game. Lotus save, and I think he's going to do Skull Lord. That'd be my guess. Wow, what a match. What a match. Okay. Did Matthews end up using any of his library cards, by the way? I didn't actually get a chance to see it. That could have been the difference maker in time usage, because the routing might have revolved around that one library card. I don't remember if I even saw him use one, but he did have library card access, and he was, like, barely ahead. So, very, very interesting to think about. Like, it was literally 30 seconds difference. They were 30 seconds apart. Oh, crazy ops to go down here. I think, sure, that's an option. Probably just going to go kill Granfaloon for the final square. Doesn't want to mess around with the second castle. Fair enough. Meanwhile, Alex and Zopa are kind of battling it out here. Oh, it was 10 seconds? You finished late? Oh. Damn, that's crazy. So it was 10 seconds total. Damn. Close race. Yeah, I'm hoping that after this one, we can immediately go into the next one, because this went by pretty darn fast, I will say. Pretty darn fast. I actually like that these are pretty fast, because we can get multiple going, and we can do, like, best of threes and stuff like that, and it's not going to be, like, a 5-hour-long thing, you know? Bro, 30 seconds? You think that's bad? Matthews, I think, took 2 minutes to get that kill. Yeah, 30 seconds on Sword Bro was, you know, all things considered, not bad compared to what Matthews was dealing with. GG's to Crazy. There we go. We got 3 finishers now and at around the 45-minute mark. So finishing these in like 40-ish minutes, that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. I think this was a very fast seed as well, because it required a lot of first castle stuff, not a lot of second castle stuff at all. In fact, not a single second castle square has been completed, which I think makes sense. If you have 13 squares or more available in the first castle, you might as well just go for all the first castle squares. We can see these competitors are all basically doing the same squares behind my face. I'm covering it, you know. Like, they're avoiding these second castle squares like the plague. You know what I mean? So it makes sense. It makes sense. Rector kept giving you the business. It happens. Hey, that's the one thing I said about it earlier. This format, if anything, does have some skill check squares, which I think is a good thing. I mean, you guys had Chrysogrim, and you're still struggling with Richter. Just goes to show, man. Hey, gotta get your money up, not your funny up, etc., etc. All that good stuff. You planned on early second castle, but it fell through. Yeah, I mean, if Richter's the gatekeeper, like he's meant to be, I think that's how they intended the game to work, that Richter would be the gatekeeper. But now, honestly, if we shut the hell up and look at this, we have a close-ass race still going on between Alex and Zopa here. They both had some pretty unfortunate, I believe, like, tech issues early on, but they're gaming out of their freaking minds here and keeping up with each other. I have no clue what relics Zopa has because of a emulator issue, I think, where they had to reset and they lost their tracker. But, you know, it is what it is. And that's another square for Alex with all of the wolf relics. Hold on. Can I make this make sense? Here. I don't have a layout ready for this, so everybody bear with me. I'm going to try and make this as painless as possible. Let's see. So I'm going to do this. Everyone, do not freak out. I promise everything's going to be just fine. I promise it's going to be just fine. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. I said don't freak out. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Actually, that worked out just fine. Because now I can do this. I can move this, like, down here. And I can just do this. Easy peasy. Yeah, I don't know what pride flag that bingo board is, but it's a cool one, that's for sure. I'm freaking out, man. I'm freaking out. And we're seeing Zopa in the second castle, opting to do some second castle squares. Let's go. We're gonna see some second castle action here in this match. If I do this, we're fine. Exciting stuff, exciting stuff. Let's see. What does Alex have left to do? Let's keep this in the middle, actually. I like the bingo board in the middle. I like it in the middle. Huh. Very interesting. Very interesting. What is Zopa going for in the second castle, actually? Karasamon? Yeah, Karasamon. Okay. That's a very rare square. I feel like most people try to avoid kill Karasamon in second castle without defeating Karasamon boss, but you know, it is what it is. Has Alex? Yeah, Alex has killed Blade, Hammer, and Gurkha already. Alex doesn't have a lot of MP, but is gravity jumping up this shaft. Oop, just barely enough. Oh, probably heading towards Sword Familiar right now, and to get all familiars and get all spells. I think that's what Alex is doing right now. Uh-oh. You gotta be careful in the second castle. The enemies do a lot of damage. Zopa trying their best. Oh, going for the Asgal kills. That makes sense. With like I said, with Christogram, I think Asgal kills make a lot of sense. IMO. In my honest opinion. They're gaming. They're having a fun one. It's still incredibly close. It's literally 8-8 right now. And your placements here do matter. It will determine your seed, and I'm pretty sure last seed is like the one you don't want to have, because that's going to put you playing the most amount of games, if I'm remembering correctly. Again, having 5 different players in a bracket, the bracketology, I'm not a bracketologist, but, you know, 5 is an awkward number for a competitive format. But we're figuring it out. We'll likely play it like it's 6, and then the top seed gets advantage. Probably. Something like that. They maybe get a bye round. Do we know how that's going to work already? Theoretically, I could figure it out, but like I said, I'm not 100% certain. I'm pretty sure the best way to run it is run it as a double elimination 6-person bracket, while having first seed essentially be floated, I think. I think that's how it works. You basically just run it as a 6-person bracket where the bottom seed is essentially a no-show player, I think is how it would work. And I think the bracket would be fine, but I'll have to double check. Where is Zopa going? Only has 9 squares on the board right now. Alex did end up completing that spell menu. Is Alex trying to kill a bat with a bat? It's funny how these square synergies kind of line up for a lot of these. Is the bat more aggressive when you're in bat form or something? Oh, the bat missed the other bats. Collusion, I say. There it is. Bat kills a bat. That should be the 11th square for Alex as soon as he finds it. Yep. 2 more squares is all it takes. I was stressing out that spell menu. I can't steal for shit. It's understandable. Spells are hard, man. Alex never equipped a sword. What do you mean by this? Is this going to be a kill Richter moment for Alex, perhaps? Looking like it. Familiar squares are best squares. I like the familiar squares a lot. He didn't take out the sword familiar for sword bros. Does he not know about the sword familiar spell? And he marked the square? Uh-oh. That's a problem. That is indeed a problem. If that is correct. Well, he gets the Kill Richter spell. I'm messaging him now to ask if he can show me the spell menu. I don't want to say anything because they're still in the middle of the tournament match, so I just did a direct message. How it would work in an actual match is that I would have access to a voice channel with everybody, so that way I could basically like hop in voice while you're playing and say, hey, just so you know, you have to forfeit that square. Because how it works in an actual tournament match is if you collect a square under false pretenses, like you didn't actually complete it, you have to unmark it pretty much immediately. I think it's 15 seconds. The documentation explains how it works. Or you just forfeit the square and you can't collect it anymore, essentially. So in this scenario, I need to let him know. Hey, Alex, when you get a chance, can you open the spell menu for me real quick? Yeah, you're missing a spell there, bud.
What am I missing?
The sword familiar spell.
Oh.
Yep.
You're right. I thought I had cast that.
Nope.
My bad.
So yeah, according to tournament rules, you can't get that square, so you'd have to find something else instead. Yep. Just letting you know.
All good.
There you go. Good call, chat. Good call. Thank you for keeping an eye out on that. Yeah, when it's a 1v1, I'll be able to be more locked in to what everybody is doing. And I'll have people helping me spot squares as well. So I'll probably ask people to help with like, hey, can you follow this person to make sure that they are confirming all their squares, and then have somebody follow the other person. It'll be a lot easier in 1v1s. In these larger races, you know, I'm glad that we've only had a couple of kerfuffles here. One, really. So all things considered, not bad. All things considered, not bad. So what is the final square that Alex P is going to go for? This does leave Zopa at a possible comeback because Alex is waiting for Magic right now. What square is he going to go for? Is he going to go for Creature? Is he going to go for kill the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe? Oh, because that looks like what Zopa's going for is kill Lion, Scarecrow, and Tin Man, and might be exploring the bookshelves. That could honestly be the difference maker for Zopa, is Alex unfortunately not doing the Sword Brothers spell. Very, very... Hey, it matters. It matters. Did he get the first bookshelf? That's a good question. I mean, we can check. If he clicks it, we can go back in the VOD and double check. Because I honestly don't know if he prepped it, but we'll find out. Was that Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Lion? Did we see the Scarecrow? That is all three? Okay. I didn't see the Scarecrow, but that wouldn't surprise me. Also, nobody went for the Clock Tower puzzle. Just need to see the map in the first castle for that. That's true. But I think... Fuck that puzzle. Fair enough. I mean, it's a second castle synergy. He's going for it. Zopa does indeed click it. That could be it. We're going to double check. Oh my god. Can I just go to your Twitch channel? Is there a way to do that easier? There we go. We're going to take a quick peek here. Does the past broadcasts? No saved past... They did prep both. Well, you know. We'll have them figure that out at some point. I can watch mine as well. That is true. Actually, I should probably just do that. I do want to confirm it for myself. Like I said, confirming squares is going to be a problem, but I do think that that is correct. At least one person in chat does vouch. I'm going to double check real quick. Hey, look at that handsome guy. I need to go to videos. And this one. And all I need to do is find Zopa in the library for the first time. Probably. It's probably going to be when they grab Soul of Bat. Yeah. So they did all this. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see. They're down here. In fact, I could probably do this. And then do this. So they are in the library. Get the fairy card. They're down here. They're grabbing Soul of Bat, as you do. And I think... Yep. They're prepping it. That was it. GG's. GG's. Good first race. Good first race, in my opinion. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe. We're going to have another one starting up right now. If you're watching live, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see it tomorrow.